your phone and listen. This is important stuff.
For watching.
If you're on your phone, then keep watching. That's fine. But whatever you're doing right now, make sure you pay attention to this. This is our 4th vlog that we've done together, and the topic this week is being present. And right off the bat, I want to tell you one of the examples that I have. I go to a lot of concerts, and I'm sure you can relate to this if you go to a show. So many people are just standing like this with their phones the whole time, recording the concert, and they're not really living in the moment. They're not being present. They're so worried about, I got to capture this so I can watch it later. You can just go to YouTube and watch other people's, videos that they've taken. But when you're at the concert, you should be paying attention and really, living in the moment. I will admit that I take some video when I'm there, but while I do it, I make sure I'm looking over the phone and still, in the moment. I was at one concert recently where there was a lady who filmed literally the whole thing, and I was like, you're missing a good show. So it was kind of sad. But that's just one example for me right off the top here is being present in the experiences that we have in life. And speaking of that, one of my personal heroes, John Foreman, lead singer of Switchfoot, he wrote an incredible article in the Huffington Post called "Recording is the Art of Forgetting," and I highly recommend reading that. It's incredible. So check it out.
And it's not just concerts either. A few weeks ago, we took our niece to a children's museum, and I lost count of how many parents and babysitters were on their phones instead of interacting with their kids while they were playing. We were sitting at the sand table, and all the kids were building all these things, and they had to say "Mom, Mom" 3 or 4 times just to get them to look up from Facebook. And some of them were posting pictures of their kids, which is great. It was just the fact that they weren't engaging with their kids for most of the day, even though the kids were having a blast.
I recently read about a study that Harvard did, and in the study they found that 47% of the time we are thinking about something that we are currently not doing, which means that basically half of the time in our lives our thoughts are elsewhere from what we are currently doing. And that just kind of shows how crazy it is. We're always thinking about the next thing, we're always thinking about what's going on later in the day, and really failing to live in the moment.
For us, we even struggle with being present while we're worshiping on Sunday morning or reading through scripture for our devotions, just because there are so many distractions of what's going to come next, what just happened on social media sort of thing. But I think that really carries over into causing frustration when we're trying to figure out what God is calling us to do or trying to seek answers from God, because we can't hear God or understand what He's trying to tell us when we are distracted. Just think about all the people that walked with Him and would walk with Jesus every day and still struggled to understand what He was preaching. They didn't understand what He was trying to say to them then, and He had to explain it numerous times, and they didn't have all the distractions that we had today. So I feel like we have to work that much harder to get rid of all the distractions in order to be present in the presence of God.
One of the things that was so great about Jesus when He walked this earth is just how present He was. He was just always available, always open, and always aware of the needs of people around Him. Most of His ministry was done outside of churches, outside of synagogues. And so He would, a very busy guy, He would be going from town to town, and somebody would have a need. He would be awake and alive to that. And so that's one of our challenges in this whole concept of being present. It's not just about enjoying life and all that life has to offer. That's a big part of it. But it's also being alert to the needs of people, the needs that they have all around us all the time. And so if we are living in the moment, being present, I think we'll see that more and be able to help more people. I love how the Bible doesn't really know anything other than the word today when it comes to timing. It doesn't talk much about yesterday, doesn't talk much about tomorrow. Only time it talks about tomorrow is when it says don't worry about tomorrow, don't boast about tomorrow. It's all about today. And so that's our challenge is this week and beyond. Think about how can I live in this present moment? How can I be alert to the needs of people around me? That was a good closing one. Take care.
Me.